Hi, welcome back to Salt Circle. So today I'm announcing that we are going to broaden our horizons here on the YouTube. So I have decided to publicize some of my formerly unlisted material. I've kind of had this page for a couple years now and have only posted very sporadically and have stuck with the yoga and the guided meditation. But I want this channel to be more than that. I want this channel to include more of the parts of myself that I use in my professional practice as well as my everyday practice, more of the modalities that I use. I am a licensed massage therapist, certified yoga teacher. I am a meditation guide, but I also read tarot cards, do spell work, and identify as a witch in my everyday life and my professional life. And I just wanted to broaden our horizons here on this little baby YouTube channel, because there's so much that I have to share with the world, with all of you, and I wanted to really start putting it out there. So I thought it would be appropriate today to talk about a tarot card. The first tarot card, the Fool. The Fool is taking the first step on a hero's journey. Some call it the Fool's Journey, which I kind of like. That's kind of my go-to, but also the hero's journey is a little bit more empowering. So use whatever terms you like. The Fool represents innocence, excitement, spontaneity, sometimes randomness. The Fool also can represent a lack of forethought and judgment, and not necessarily something that we're doing intentionally, just kind of a place that we're in. And so I think we've all found ourselves in that place at one point or another where we're just dancing along the edge of a cliff, ready to go, but not sure where we're going. That's me right now in this moment on this channel. So bear with me as I fumble through our very first tarot episode. This card is from the Wild Unknown Tarot by Krans. I love this deck. As you can see, it is well worn. I've had it for quite a few years now. All of the characters are represented by animals, which I think is super cool. It really helps to convey the energy of each card. And the Fool in this deck is a little baby duckling perched on a branch, ready to take their first flight. I think that just at a glance, you can feel what this card is about in this deck. And I'll show you the more traditional image, the OG Smith-Waite, not Rider-Waite. Pixie Coleman Smith is finally getting credit for her work more than 100 years after it was published. So hopefully she's out there somewhere psyched about that. This is the image we're used to. Illustrated by, again, her name was Pixie Coleman Smith. All right. Oh, and her, that was kind of an artist's name or a nickname for her. Her first name was Pamela. I don't know what she preferred to go by. I would assume Pixie. But it's hard telling with her having passed and all. So she's finally getting credit for her work. finally. Anyway, so on this image, and it's right on the back of the box, so I don't even need to take the card out. I just got this Centennial edition, which I will post a link to both decks in the description. So here we are. This possibly young, possibly naive, fresh-eyed person with their little bindle, their little satchel. This little white flower here represents innocence. This dog represents either excitement or a warning, depending on the other references you're using in your reading. If you're pulling this single card, maybe it's saying, pay attention to that dog. You're awfully close to the edge of that cliff. But that is just the traditional image that many of us are used to. This is the one I'm going to be referencing today. So little baby duckling is ready. They've got one foot out. Are they hesitating, perhaps? Maybe if that's how you're feeling, you can apply that to that card. Also, the planet that's associated with the Fool is Pluto, and the Hebrew letter is the Hey Yod, which I can get into at some point, but I thought with our fledgling journey, with our first step, we wouldn't go too super deep in the cross-referencing. So when you pull this card, you might feel like you are ready to take a first step on a new journey, or you're finally ready to take that step that you've been apprehensive to take or nervous about. But either way, you're leaving the nest, right? So there are dangers. There are risks. But there is also so much to learn out there. So when you pull this card in the upright position, kind of the high vibe, the positive vibe, or the stronger vibe, right? Your empowered vibe. That's that part of you that wants to get out there. You know, put yourself out there, enjoy that new adventure, take that step. The low vibe of it, or the kind of reverse of it, if you pull it in the reverse, can be more of, I don't want to say a warning, because it doesn't have to be seen negatively, but just sort of an advisement to watch where you step. Very simply put, but I think it gets the point across. So when you pull this card upside down or reversed, if you do reverse reading, some people don't, that's fine. Then it's just saying, prepare yourself for the stumbles and the falls that can happen when you're running down a brand new path you've never been on. Upright, I'm excited. I'm ready. I am out the door. My bug out bag is ready to go. And I'm going to hit that trail running. Well, this card is also letting you know, watch your step. So, are you ready? That's what it's asking you. Are you ready? And if you are you prepared to pay attention, to listen, to stop before you head out on a new path? Are you prepared to get all your little duckies in a row? Or are you just going to start running without looking first? It's all of that excitement, all of that joy, all of that motivation. But just a little hint of, hey now, look where you're going. Listen to the sounds around you. Observe everything. And when you do that, you can go off and safely enjoy your journey. You can look at the world with fresh eyes. You can take in all those new sensations, the sights, the sounds, the flavors, the smells, the feels, the touch, everything. Just remember to pay attention to that little dog. I kind of feel like the dog can represent consciousness or conscience, where it's like they sense more than we do, right? So they can bark before we take that tumble. And it's up to us to decide whether the dog is excited to be running alongside us or telling us to slow down to avoid a fall. So always listen to that inner voice. I almost said inner dog, but it didn't sound right. So just listen to that conscience of yours. Pay attention, know when it's warning you or when it's just excited. And I would like to do just a brief meditation on the Fool. And I never think of the Fool in a negative sense. I never use that word with a negative connotation. In calling it by that name, I mean that's its traditional name. But I don't mean any lack of intelligence. Perhaps a lack of awareness, but never do I mean a lack of intelligence. I only mean an innocent personality. That inner child, if you will, that we all want to nurture, that we all want to look out for. That childlike wonder that we view the world with sometimes, or that we used to view the world with, being able to tap back into that. I mean, that's pretty special. The world can make us so jaded. But I would like to just briefly meditate on the aspects of that card. So if you'd like to join me, you don't have to. You can just sit back and watch if you want, or you can go get a snack, or you can turn it off. But if you want to meditate on the Fool with me, you can begin by planting your feet on the floor and close your eyes. Begin to observe your breath. And imagine at your very heart center a bright, inquisitive, curious, and joyful light. Let that light manifest however it wants. It could have a personality. It could be zipping around, making sounds, or it could be a steady glow. Maybe it has a beat or a pulse. Just imagine that light filling you up and surrounding the space around you. And take a moment here. And imagine that light and just listen to the sound of your breathing. Observing without judgment. If you have your tarot cards with you, you can take your Fool card and hold it. Of course, you don't need to have a deck on you to soak in that energy. Think about something new. Could be something new in your life that's already happening, or maybe something you're inspired to do. Breathe into it, let it marinate for a second. Whatever that new thing is, whatever that inspiration is, keep it with you. Anytime you feel lost or down, come back to it. Sometimes it helps to take the Fool card out and actually look at it, to bring yourself back to that feeling of innocence, spontaneity, creativity. This card can be very lighthearted, but it is in no way superficial. Sometimes the desire to take the first step on a new path comes from a place of darkness. And if that is the case, embrace your own journey. Let go of whatever you're ready to let go of. And look ahead with confidence. Take each step with purpose and intent. And know that you are on the right path. If you meditate on your path, you may see a fork in the road. Trust your instincts. You'll know which way is the right way to go. Take a deep breath Keep that light shining. Open your eyes. Take a stretch if you want to. So, yeah, the Fool, the first step on a new path. I am coming into this kind of new aspect of my YouTube channel, this new theme. A little apprehensive, I gotta be honest. I wasn't sure how to start this. But I knew that I wanted to keep this channel and to keep my name. So we're diversifying a little bit, or a lot. We're going to talk about different witchy topics. We're going to talk about different mystical topics. We'll talk about some stories sometimes. And who knows, maybe I'll bring somebody on for an interview once in a while. That'd be pretty cool, right? All right. So, with the Fool, keep your eyes on the path ahead of you. Pay attention. And follow your instincts. Follow your joy. Follow what you know is right for you. With the understanding that life is not, it's not perfect. We are going to stumble upon things in our path. We are going to have things that get in the way of our joy, our creativity, our well-being even. The Fool represents us walking forward with confidence in ourselves, but also maybe a little bit of caution. So, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed that, and I cannot wait to expand this content, broaden our horizons a little bit, and have a little bit more to think about and talk about. All right. Thanks again. Have a great day, everybody.